what we have here. Yeah. So I'll wait a few minutes, see if I can get some ladies on. If not, I'll just address the one subject matter that Melissa put up, and we'll go from there. So if you're interested in joining in on the conversation and actually going live with me, just let me know, or like request a jump in or join or whatever they call it. So yeah, as I told y'all last week, I'm gonna try really hard to use Sundays so we can have some repat talk. There's a lot of women. There's a lot of new women in the group. I actually have a few that I need to go through and accept. If you are new to the group, please, 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 please go into the albums, the photo albums, and there's a album called Meet Your Sisters. If you would, please post a picture and your introduction there. We try to put some relevant information, and we try to use this as a way that sisters can go through and see who they may have something in common with, who they may be able to connect with. You all may be living in the same city in the U.S., or you may be close by each other in Ghana. So it's a way for us to try to keep all of the introductions in one place. Because since 2015, we've had so many introductions, and thanks to Jay, she came up with the idea, and it's just easier for us to keep up with the introductions and know who's introduced themselves or whatever. Eventually, when I have time, I will go through the list and see who has introduced themselves and who hasn't introduced themselves. This is an interactive group. We try to keep us as active as possible. We're not always very active, but we try to be an active group. And those who aren't at least willing to give an introduction, then we see no point. We will remove you. So that's that little tidbit. Hey Elaine, how you doing? I know you in Ghana. I wish I was there. Too bad I'm over here in rainy Guinea. But of course, eventually I'll be home when you're home and we'll get together. Oh man. So as we're waiting on a few more of the ladies to come on to the live chat, if you all have anything you want me to talk about or address or whatever, if you want to just hop on to the live and talk with me, let's do that. I'm all for some interactive conversation. I don't want to just be talking. Anyway, so on the post where I talked about me going live, Melissa left the hey Kim, Melissa left a comment saying that she wanted me to talk about how I guess the process of which me entering into the repatriation journey and adjusting. Elaine, do you want to get on live with me? I would love that if you do, especially since you're in Ghana and I haven't talked to you in so long. Let me know if you want to get on live. and I'll jump you in. So first of all, my first time going to Ghana was in September of 2011. When I got off the plane, as soon as I got off the plane, I knew that I was going to live in Ghana eventually. I didn't know how soon it would be, but I knew as soon as I got off the plane that Ghana was going to be home for me. So yeah, me and my husband, we got married. We had our first child in 2013. Fast forward 2014, we decided, well, actually, let's back up. He came to Ghana in 2012. Within 2 weeks of being here, he was like, oh no, we're going to have to raise our family in Ghana. And I was like, now you see what I'm talking about. So, we started working towards getting ready to move to Ghana. So at that point, I wasn't pregnant yet, but then once I got pregnant, it became even more of a thing. Like we really wanted to move back to Ghana. So 2014, we moved to Ghana. Me, my mom, my husband, my 12-year-old, and our 6-month-old. It was tough. We lived in a hotel for about a month. Like, if I remember right, it was like a month. But then we found a place. We had to do all of the things that needed to be done to get the place up to par for us to live in there. So we had to go and buy the place that we rented. We needed to buy a stove, buy a refrigerator. We had to buy fans, ACs. Like, it was a lot of money up front. But we didn't mind doing that because we knew that we could, once our lease was up, we could take all of those things and put it into where we would be living. So, yeah, that was me. I mean, that was 2014. The economy went really bad, but within the first year that we were there, we ended up coming back to the U.S. Between coming back to the U.S. for the holiday and going back to Ghana, we were trying to readjust ourselves business-wise and, basically recalibrate how we were going to make this happen as we move forward. Kim asks, was it hard to convince your mom to move? Well, no, Kim, it really wasn't, because I'm an only child, and honestly, I didn't think she was gonna move. It was her who was like, oh, I'm going with y'all. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I can't let you move to the other side of the world and I don't know where you at. I need to know where you at and how you living and all of this. Mind you, I was 34 years old. But, I'm her baby, her only baby. And so it was pretty easy to get her to move. She just, we had been talking about it for a while. She had moved in with us after I had our small girl, or not, she was a small girl then, but after we had the baby, she had moved in with us in Atlanta anyway. So, she was helping me because I worked 3 12-hour shifts on the weekend. And my husband was, doing his business or whatever. So she came and stayed with us to help us out with the baby. So yeah, it wasn't that hard. And actually, my mom is the reason why adjusting to Ghana wasn't as hard as it probably would have been for me. Because for my mom coming to Ghana, it was, and she's a country girl, so it was just kind of like her, how she was raised. Washing clothes on her on hand. I had to literally make her like let me hire somebody to wash our clothes. Um, but it was so many things that she already knew from being a child that she was able to help me to adjust to, as far as just like things that weren't automatic. Like, I brought my washer and dryer and all of that. I didn't realize how much water washers and dryers use, especially ours, the ones that we have in America. I didn't realize how much water they use until we moved to Ghana and we was at a place that didn't have a borehole. We had to buy our water, so it was very evident how much water. And I had an eco-friendly washing machine, and it was just like, oh no, this is too much. Anyway, so my mom was like, oh no, you can just, let me show you. Yeah, Elaine, I don't like washing clothes. If you remember, who was I pregnant? Was I pregnant with? When I was pregnant with my third daughter. I really wanted to learn I think I was nesting, and I really wanted to learn how to wash clothes on my hands. And I was feeling so defeated because the first time I did it, I literally blistered my knuckles because I had no idea what I was doing. I've never, ever washed clothes on my hands. And it was really, it really felt some kind of way because some of the women were, I guess, not as understanding as I would have thought they would be. But, I mean, it is what it is. We try to keep this a judgment-free zone. Everybody ain't at the same place at the same time. So, it is what it is. Kim, you mentioned the update about the mold situation that I had. So right now everything is cool. My house cleaner, she came and I had her, she did such a good job. She scrubbed this place down so good. About it's been about a week. Has it been a week yet? No, it hasn't been a whole week yet. But sometime earlier in this week, she came and she scrubbed everything. So now everything is clean. Everything is good. She scrubbed down the beds. The sheets that were on my bed, she soaked them, got all of the mold out of them. Like, everything is good now. My shoes, she was able to, I had sprayed them with the vinegar, like y'all had mentioned about the vinegar. I did that like days before she came. So by the time she got there, she just like washed them up really good. And it's all good. No more mold. I haven't seen any more mold. And I think because I'm stirring around and I use the AC and the fan and all of that stuff, my windows be open, the door be open sometimes. I think that, that's why I'm not having any more mold issues. Even my clothes, she was able, some of the clothes we had to get rid of, but most of them she was able to. Yeah, Kim, their thread was something else, right? But it's all good, Elaine says, I just rub the clothes together rigorously and hit the hot spots. Yeah, that's actually what most people do. So now in Ghana, I noticed that they pretty much wash clothes by hand completely. Here in Guinea, they actually use a washboard. I can do the washboard thing. That's so much easier for me than doing them completely by hand. And I said that when it's time for me to come back to Ghana, I'm going to take my washboard with me to Ghana, because if I need to wash clothes, it's so much easier on the washboard. It's still rigorous work, but it's nothing as hard as just rubbing them things together with your hands. And to me, they seem, for me, because my hands ain't as strong as women who do it every day or all the time. My hands not that strong. So it's easier for me to use the board to help me wring out the clothes also. Or squeeze out most of the water before I have to actually wring it out. So yeah, it's not something that I enjoy. And I thank God that I don't have to do it. But I am the type of person who wants to know how to do everything as much as I can, especially around my house. I have 4 children. I need to know how to wash my clothes or our clothes so that in the event that I can't get somebody or whatever the case may be, I can do it myself. I mean, if the fucking world is ending or something, and ain't nobody got time to be washing your clothes because they too busy washing their own clothes, you need to know how to do it yourself. Anyway, that's just me though. So Elaine says, I have used a washboard as well, and I have already washed clothes on mine. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather the washboard any day. I'll take the washboard. But since we keep it real in this group, I'd rather pay somebody to do it. I don't really care to wash clothes. Actually, since I've been doing housework in West Africa, it's very different from doing housework in America. It's much more, to me, it's much more intense. The dust, it's just too much for me. I'd rather pay somebody to do all of it. But I know how to I know how to clean up. Like, I can clean. I don't like to do it in America, but I can't afford to pay nobody in America. Here, I can afford to pay somebody. It's a job for somebody. I pay way over what the regular pay is here. So yeah, I'd rather just pay somebody. Can't say hot spots. I have my 8-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter practicing washing their undies now. We'll be in Ghana next month, and I prefer them to wash them out each night. Yeah, as far as underwear, yeah, I think you should, for the most part, washing underwear out regularly or every night or every day it makes it easier. Because you can do that while you're in the shower. It's nothing to do that. Elaine, we don't need to prove anything to anyone. We cleaned up every day of our lives. Exactly. I ain't got shit to prove to nobody. I done did enough cleaning. Asia Marie. So there aren't any washing machines. Is it possible to? Oh, no. It's washing machines. You can, and the thing is, the washing machines on this side of the world are European brand, like, or European style. So they're smaller than what we're used to. You can bring your washing machine. Because I brought mine and I used it. It just was in the house that we were renting. We didn't have a borehole. We were buying water and using water. The washing machine used a lot of water. So we would literally, the day that we washed, we would probably use like a whole poly tank of water that day and have to get another poly tank of water. I mean, it wasn't that. It was just an inconvenience because the first time we didn't realize we would use that much water. So as far as the electricity goes, like the house that we rented, it only had one phase power, which was very low. So we had to add 3 phase because we had 5 ACs, all of those fans, and the washing machine and dryer and the fridge. We had so much electronic. We had to increase the phase of our line, which was 3-phase. So yeah, with the electricity, that's a whole nother thing. It consumes a lot of electricity, and you still would need like a step down. I would suggest though that if you want to have a washing machine, that you get one in Ghana. Get one that's compatible to what is in Ghana, to the power in Ghana. To me at this point, I feel like I probably should have sold my washing machine and dryer in America and used that money to buy one in Ghana. So as far as a solar power system would provide enough support, you would have to have a lot of solar panels. Solar panels don't support as much energy as we actually think they do. Like for one, so like for instance, at my on my site we have 6. Is it 6 or 8? We have 6 or 8 solar panels. It's 6 because we have 6. We have 6 batteries. Or is it 8 batteries? I'm not sure if it, because we did an upgrade, but I don't remember if we did 6 or if we did 8. Either way, it's not, our solar power is not supporting a whole lot. It supports a water pump, an air pump, 2 water pumps. Sorry, 3 water pumps. 3 water pumps, an air pump, some fans, and some. So anyway, solar power is a huge investment. It's a huge upfront investment, but to me, it would be worth it in the long run. So, if you are able to invest in solar power, I would say yes, definitely invest in solar power, invest in a borehole, and all of that stuff. It will help you to be more self-sufficient. That is what we're doing. It's just a lot of upfront, costs. So everything is about, with solar power, everything is about the wattage of each item. Like you have to account for how many watts every single item that you're going to be using is going to consume. So solar power isn't as simple as people make it seem like it is. It is very specific. But you could also do batteries with an inverter. And if I remember correctly, Jennifer used to have, that was the first step that they took. They got the batteries first, and what happened is when ECG would be on, the batteries, ECG would charge the batteries. So when the power went off, the batteries would keep certain things in the house running. So like fans, the refrigerator, whatever the case may be. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jennifer. But yeah, you can start like that, and then later on you can add panels as you go. But panels are it take a lot. It take a lot to power up. Like if you wanted to run ACs and do all of that stuff, it would take a lot of panels to do that. Did you ever feel defeated and homesick with all of these obstacles? Absolutely. Absolutely. And still do. Many times. So like, okay, if you all have been following my post this week in the group, this has been a very rough week for me. Very, very rough week. I usually, for whatever reason, this week has been rougher than most weeks. Not really sure. Probably because my children were sick, and I was feeling some kind of way because I'm not there. And, my mom called and they were in the doctor's office, and my 5-year-old got sent home from school because she had a fever. I was having that issue, and then me and my business partners, we was having we had it was just a whole lot of stuff going on this week. Like, it was a whole lot, and I was feeling very, very frustrated and aggravated, and even at some point feeling almost defeated. So that's where a lot of the venting came from, that the post that you see. And I wanted to share those things with you all so that you can see that this stuff is not going to be easy. And I don't want anyone to ever think, I don't want us to be given the impression that we're over here and it's just all happy-go-lucky all the damn time. And no, it's not. It's not. You're gonna have complaints. You're gonna have frustrating days, weeks, sometimes months. But these are things that you can get over, and you just have to learn to persevere, and be resilient. I mean, that's who we are at the end of the day. We do that anyway. But it's good to have a space where you can vent. That's one of the reasons why I created this group. So that you can be able to vent, get that shit off your chest, and then move on. Because honestly, after I got it off my chest, I was able to move on and continue to face the week without struggling so much. Because, it can get to be heavy. So, while you all may have seen me venting, and you're probably going to see me vent again. Like, one of the sisters this week, she made a post on her personal page about saying that the people in the repats in Ghana, they complain a lot or whatever. And the truth of the matter is, you're gonna find times where people are complaining a lot. It's tough. Like right now for me, it's rainy season, and me and my business partners all three of us were talking about how during rainy season, like my Nigerian business partner, he was born in the UK, and went to grad school in America. But he was saying how he's always seemed to come here during non-rainy season time, and being here fully throughout rainy season, he's like, oh my God, I just feel so drained and so like my energy is so low, like I don't be wanting to get up and do nothing. And it's just, he's like, I don't understand. Like, and this is, he's Nigerian, like born in Nigeria, raised in the UK, but it was just, people are going to complain sometimes. I mean, it just is what it is. Asia asks, would I have to buy the batteries there? I would suggest that you don't have to buy the batteries here, but I would say you should find a reputable company. There are people in this group who know people who do solar power or whatever. You find you a reputable company who sells solar power, and they can set you up there. Like our company, we didn't buy our batteries outside. We bought them in country. We bought our panels in country. Now the company that we do does import them from Germany, I think. I think they import them from Germany. But we tried to find the highest quality that we could, because I mean it's for our business, so we can't be. We're hoping that we ain't buy no janky stuff, Hey, Akuz. So yeah, this week has been really it's been really tough for me. So the first thing that happened was I got back last Friday. So last Friday, I got here before I even left the US. While I was sitting in the airport talking to my sister on the phone, I was eating a Starburst and something happened and my tooth. I've had a toothache ever since. So that's part of the problem. I've been in pain. So when you in pain, you be a little grouchy too. So thinking about I probably may go to Sierra Leone and go to the dentist there. That's the closest car ride I could take. I'll either go to Sierra Leone or go to Senegal to the dentist. Why wouldn't I go here? Because they say the best dentist here is a known drunk. So I'm not interested in having no drunk play in my mouth. So I'll go to the next country over and if I need some work done, I'll get it done there. Or I'll go when I go to come to Ghana, I'll get my work done when I come there. So that was the first thing. Before I even got here, as I'm sitting in the airport, I started having this stupid toothache. So bad that when I got on the plane, I had to ask the flight attendant for some aspirin. And she gave me some aspirin and I got some wine. Them little bottles of wine. I was on Air France. Them little bottles of wine I drunk. I had 2 aspirin and 2 of them little bottles of wine. Shit knocked me out, but I wasn't in pain no more. So, Asia Continentals complain about living in the U.S. too. I grew up with my African Continentals, and you would think Africa had fairies and unicorns. I know. It's weird. People are going to complain when they're not at home and you're not around those familiar things. You're going to complain because it gets hard and you miss home and you miss your friends and family and all of the familiar things. You miss the food. You might used to go to the lady around the corner to get you some wache. And now you in America, you can't find no wache nowhere. When you do find it, it's $20. Like, people going to complain regardless. Kim says, you've talked a lot about how difficult it is to get businesses off the ground. It seems like you've gained some traction and you've hit your stride in that area. When did it all start to click? Was it one thing that you can pinpoint? Well, sis. So I'm going to say, wow. Remember, I'm in Guinea. This is a French-speaking country, so it's even harder. Thankfully, my assistant when he was in university, he actually took American English and British English, so he understands the English language really well and has studied us as Americans, so really well. So he really understands like some of the little innuendos we use, and he's a very open person. So when I say something when I might use a phrase that he doesn't understand, he'll say, okay, so what does that mean? So it's a very good, we have a very good rapport. My team pretty much speaks French. They're starting to understand English a little more. My technician, he doesn't speak much English at all, but his assistant, the assistant technician, she speaks some English. She understands a lot of English. So it's been helping me as far as getting the business going. Also, my business partner here is very well connected. Very, very well connected in Conakry. So it does make for things to be easier, which is why I decided to come here, because I had more opportunities. I don't know if I mentioned to you all, but I'm a coming here allotted me the opportunity to become a consultant for the UN. I've done a World Bank project. So I've consulted for the World Bank and I've consulted for the UN. I'm actually doing a project with the UN right now. It's allowed me being here, even though I speak very little French. Like, I can greet people, but I speak very little French. So that's made it a little more difficult. But with my partners being well connected here, it's made it easier than it would be. So anyway, I was saying, like, when I came, I started with a toothache. So I still have a toothache. I don't know what's going on. I think it's where I need, I should have got this wisdom tooth pulled a long time ago. And it's, oh, Jesus. But, yeah. So then we have the issue that, I'm the operations team. Then one of my partners they do sales and marketing. So I've been, like, we had a very heated discussion about, in every company there's operations and sales always be added. So that was a whole other thing where I was like, y'all can't be over promising it. Yeah. And they like, well, we just want to get the stuff. It's all good now, but we had a nice little heated discussion at the very beginning of the week. And then by the end of the day, we was cool or whatever, but it got up there. Then our shipment was coming in from America on Tuesday. So it took us until, when did we get it? Friday we got our shipment in. And this day like really capped off the week where we're at the port. We've already paid our money. We've already paid, we've already paid everything. We supposed to just come, get our stuff and leave. Well, of course, nothing in Guinea or West Africa ever happens like that. So yes, that's exactly it. They sell the dream. I service the nightmare. That's a perfect way to put it. I'm going to use that. I'm going to tell them that because I don't appreciate them selling these people a dream and then I have to provide it. But anyway, so a whole lot of stuff happened this week. The culmination of it was going to the port and usually even though we're well connected and all of these things never go well at the port for me. I always get pissed off. I always get aggravated at the port. I should have known, and I can't wait until I could just trust my team to just go and do it on their own, and I don't have to go. But as of right now, I have to go, especially considering I was the person who shipped the stuff, so I shipped it, then I came. So I'm like, let me make sure everything is still there. So after waiting for 2 hours, after we'd already paid days ago, they pull our stuff out. When they pull the stuff to the car, you're supposed to just go ahead and load it on and go. But when I got out the car and I started looking at everything, I see all of the boxes. So I say to Kareem, I said, yeah, it looked like everything in here. Soon as I open my mouth, now they want to go through the boxes. Now they want, hold on, excuse my language, y'all. Motherfucker, y'all done already opened my boxes. That's y'all tape on my boxes already, which means y'all done already did all of this. Why are y'all trying to play me? I'm not giving y'all no more money. We done already paid y'all. So by the time I started venting, I hadn't had enough for this week. I had just had enough. I done went off at the port. I done cussed everybody. I'm mad as, man, I was so mad. Because technically we shouldn't have to be paying anything because we bring in farming stuff. But, you know, there's always a thing caught up in it. Anyway, after me going off and I was like, I told Kareem is so cool and so calm. Gotta love him. He's the exact opposite of me. He don't never get up here. I'm up here. He's like, just calm down. Just let them go through the stuff. We're not giving them no more money or whatever. And I was like, they can keep this shit for all I care. We y'all can come and get this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It was like, it's been a long week. We gonna get the stuff. We gonna take it to the site, and we gonna get you home. You ain't ate nothing all day. You need to eat and you need to lay down. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I ain't ate nothing all day. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been running all day. I'm just tired of this shit. So what y'all saw was the culmination of a very long week. So for that post where I was talking about how I don't like when Continental say, I've never personally had somebody say that to me. I've always honestly had really, really, really good reception from the people that I know here and in Ghana. And I've been blessed to be associated with people who actually understand our plight in America to a certain degree. They don't completely understand, but they're absolutely open to learning and understanding and not making snap judgments. So that particular day when we were leaving the port, I'm already heated. So I'm scrolling through Facebook and I came across a post where there was a man in a video and he was saying they've been in America for 300-400 years. They American now. They not African. We don't need them here and all of this. Then I came across the next post, that screenshot that I saw, y'all, where the person was saying that they took too long to come back. Okay, y'all can't have it both ways. Either we American or we African. Or we both. Like, which one? Which one? Y'all want us to come back? Y'all don't want us to come back. Regardless, I'm here. I'm staking my claim. I ain't worried. I'm really not worried about what other people think or whatever. But that particular day was a good day to just all of it just really got on my nerves. Ooh, it just got on me. So yeah, they got the angry black woman. She was very necessary that day. And I really didn't care what nobody thought about it. I still don't care what nobody thought about it. Because every time I go to the port, I always have this same issue. And I'm like, come on. Literally, I never see any, and this is the airport. This is not the shipping port, the seaport. This is the airport. And I never see Chinese or Lebanese or nobody standing around waiting on their stuff. And it just really frustrated me that day. Because I'm like, you know what? I noticed I don't ever see them waiting. And I know they shipping stuff in here. I know they bringing stuff by the boatloads in here. Or by the plane loads in here. Why they don't never be waiting around? And why they ain't getting... But, I digress. Anyway. So I had a rough week. And I was just venting and sharing, how frustrating the week was. And then having seen those posts or whatever, and then me and my me and my assistant, we were in the car when I saw it. And he and I, we talked about it, and, he was like, well, those are some people who, you just have to ignore those kind of people because all of us don't feel that way. a lot of us understand that you all have the same, if the same problems, if not worse problems than we have. We see that y'all getting killed in America, and we feel for y'all or whatever. And I was telling him, I was like, it just really kind of, it hurts my feelings sometimes, because I'm like, okay, so the ones of it's plenty of us who ain't stunned Africa, period. We ain't never got to worry about them even looking this way. But it's plenty of us who are interested in taking everything that we got and investing it here. And it gets frustrating when you feel like you're looked upon as an outsider, and all people want is for you to give them money. And even down to like having people, this I have experienced myself, people saying, oh, what did you bring me? Or whatever. Like, I owe them something, bro. I don't owe you a damn thing. Like, do you know how much the plane ticket costs? Do you know how much it's going to cost me to be here? Do you know how much it's going to cost me to get my life set up here? Like, do you realize the time and effort that we even have to put in to make this journey back? And on one of the posts that I made, one of the sisters mentioned that there was a lot to unpack in my post or whatever. It really wasn't nothing to unpack. It was really me venting. I don't feel entitled to nothing. What I don't like is, I don't like for people to act as if they are entitled to, they the ones acting as if they're entitled. Like, I don't owe you nothing. If anything, why, if y'all say that y'all want us to invest in Africa, y'all want us to come and help develop Africa, mind you, we don't have no resources, no land, no nothing but you all. When we come, it's hard for us to, all of those things are hard for us to do. You don't make it attractive for people who do want to do those things. And that's what I was even telling like my assistant. We were talking about how, people are always talking about we need to come back and invest in Africa and help develop Africa. And I'm like, bruh, y'all literally sleep on all of the resources. Like, y'all literally laying on all of the resources. Y'all literally letting people tote this stuff out of here by the boatloads, and we need to be the ones to come and invest. No, invest in your own continent. Like, all of the work that we did in America, we got to come here and do all of the work too. No, that's not fair. It's not right. And it's really frustrating. It's not like you saying, come and work with us. You telling us we need to come and invest. Invest how? Are you going to give me, if I'm coming to invest my money, what are you going to do to make it attractive for me? How do you make me want to do that? Because at the end of the day, I don't have to do shit. So, even as somebody who's here in the moment, building a business and trying to do everything that I can to create a business that'll be impactful for my people, and it's gonna make me money, so that I can feed my own damn family. It becomes really frustrating to hear, even though I haven't heard it with my own ears, like somebody hasn't said that to me directly, but to see the post and to see the conversations and see how those conversations goes, it really pisses me off, because I'm like, bruh, y'all don't even make it easy for us to start a business. Like, really? Like, most of us in Ghana are doing illegal businesses. Technically, they're illegal because they're not registered or whatever the case may be. But who got $500,000 to just to be able to start a business in Ghana? most of us don't have that type of capital. So it just, it just kind of pisses me off. Here in Guinea, it's very different. We don't have to, I didn't have to have that kind of capital. I didn't have to, they make it more attractive to do business here, which is why we came this route, and then we'll transition into Ghana, as things move forward. It'll be easier to transition from here to Ghana than it would to just start in Ghana. So, we just have to learn the lay of the land and figure out ways to get around and maneuver so that we can do things, make it better for ourselves or whatever. But at the end of the day, doing business here, for those who are entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur is already difficult. But doing it here makes it even more difficult. Not speaking the language. Even in Ghana, although they speak English, most of the time you're going to have people who speak both English and Tree or Ghana or something. And even in a conversation, sometimes you don't even understand the accent. So sometimes even understanding is difficult. Yeah, bridge work is so hard. Like it's really, really hard. But me personally, I feel like somebody got to do it. And while I would have rather the people who've been in Ghana for 20, 30 years have already built the bridge and made it easier for us, they haven't. And while they are still working to do things that'll make it easier for us, I feel like, it's my duty, first to my own family. I have 3 Ghanaian children. Firstly, I have to make it easier for them. And as I make it easier for them, I'm hoping that making it easier for them will make it easier for somebody else. So it's a method to the madness. Like I feel like, somebody got to do it. If not me, then who? So, it's something, building, building these relationships is not easy. It's really tough, and really trying to get people to understand where we're coming from, is not easy. None of it is easy. But to me, it's worth it. Even though it's not easy, it's worth it. Even though I get frustrated at least twice a week, it's worth it. As you said, honestly, you're excited, but you're a little scared. Yeah, you're gonna have a little fear, but don't let fear paralyze you. You come on anyway. And, the great thing about being a Black woman is that we have basically, it's in our DNA to work through fear. Even with tears in our eyes, we push through. So, it's really hard for me here in Conakry. It's much easier for me in Ghana. As far as being there, Ghana is so much easier for me. I would rather be in Ghana. I have friends in Ghana. I have people who I consider my family in Ghana. The weekends are very hard for me here in Conakry because I don't have any friends here. Everybody speaks French, even just walking out the door. Like, it's meant, like in Ghana, a lot of people who, if they aren't educated, they don't even speak French. They speak a local language, so it just makes it really difficult. But, I mean, if not me, then who? And the angry Black woman thing, honestly, what will happen is a lot of the angry Black woman that we possess comes from the anxiety of being in America. The anxiety that just kind of looms over your head on a daily basis. And that tends to come down significantly after you've been here for a while. But, you know, it is a lot of self-work. I've grown so much. My fuse used to be really, really short, but now I have a lot more capacity for, or I'll say patience. Because when I'm back in America, I don't have no, the fuse gets very short again. Like, I can't deal, like, America, for whatever reason, the place just makes me very anxious. It's hard for me to be there. But here, although I feel peaceful, it's more of a frustration instead of an anxiety. You know, honestly, sometimes the frustration is just not being able to effectively communicate. Like, that can, like, to be completely misunderstood. Like, for instance, on Tuesday, we were working, and it was a point where we really wasn't at a place where we were working, and we couldn't take any visitors. And one of the ladies, she just kind of walked in, and I got up and I came to the door, and I was like, whoa, hold on, like, chill. You can't just walk in here like that. We in the middle of something. And even if we wasn't, you can't just walk in here like that. And she had these two white dudes with her. I had no idea who these people were. And she just like, and I'm telling my assistant, I'm like, yo, you need to tell her, like, this is not a good time. Like, she need to go. First of all, you need to step out. You don't just walk into somebody's place. You need to back up. But she didn't speak any English. And she getting pissed off, I'm getting pissed off. So it was the not being able to effectively communicate is make things even harder and even more frustrating. So, but fortunately for me, the two people who were with her, I didn't know that they were our partners from Paris. We hadn't never met them before. But they were our partners from Paris. And they understood English. So they was understanding what I was saying. So when I saw them again on Thursday, and we gave them the tour and all of that stuff or whatever, and I told them, I was like, I hope you all didn't take offense to the fact we have policies and procedures, and I couldn't just let people just walk in here. I don't know y'all from Adam. So and we didn't get a heads up that you all were coming. Y'all just kind of showed up, and they were like, no, we understood. She was angry. She doesn't speak English, so she wasn't understanding what you were saying. And of course, you wasn't understanding what she was saying, so it became more heated than it needed to be, just for lack of being able to communicate. So ironic, my husband's fuse gets shorter when he goes home to Ghana. I'm sure it has a lot to do with disappointment with infrastructure and mindset. Yeah, Kim, my husband is the same way. His fuse gets much shorter when he's in Ghana. He doesn't, he seems to not understand a lot. And I'm like, I think it's, you have different frustrations when you're home. The things that you know and you wish could be better and all of those things, like, you have the home frustrations and aggravations. So like you said, for me, I'm more, my fuse gets shorter in America. For my husband, his fuse gets shorter when we're in Ghana. But he's been better. He's been adjusting better about moving back and forth than I have. But I'm getting better. Like, it's actually forcing me to have to grow and be patient and all of those things. So it's a process, y'all. Like, you're gonna be frustrated, you're gonna be aggravated, you're gonna sometimes you like I remember when I first moved, like, I had like a severe anxiety attack out of nowhere. And it was all kicked off because I had been having a really hard time communicating with people when I went to the market, when I went, like, everything was just so tough. And at that point, I didn't have anybody to talk to about it besides my family. Um, but I ain't have like no girlfriends that I could just sit down and be like, girl, you know, somebody who could understand where I was coming from as a wife and as a mother, and just as a younger repatriate. Because being repats, we have different levels of repat. A lot of the repats that's been there for a long time, they retired, so they're older. But then you have us younger repats coming in, and it's a different kind of adjustment for us. For one, we don't get no retirement check. So we trying to figure out how to make income, how to take care of the family. Like, we have small children. We have, a lot of the older people, they come there, they're either single or maybe their mate is in the US or whatever. Matter of fact, I don't know many like older repat couples. A lot of them are single people. Um, Either they single or they mate live in the UK or the mate live in America or in the Caribbean or something like that. So coming as a younger repat, um, it's just a whole different thing. Like, it's a whole different thing. So we just have to understand that there are gonna be some precious inconveniences that will be frustrating and be aggravating, and we just have to learn how to get it off your chest and move on. And that's why and that's what I suggest people do when they're like in this group. Use the group to when you feeling frustrated or aggravated about it, just let it out. Because 9 times out of 10, most of the people in this group are going to understand where you're coming from. Be it if they from the UK, from the US, or whatever, they're usually going to understand. Most of our members are either from the UK or from the US or from the Caribbean by way of the UK or the US. So that's the majority of our members. Some of our members are Ghanaian, who have lived, maybe they were born in Ghana and then moved to the UK or to the US, or their parents migrated before they were born and they were born either in the US or the UK and then they're migrating back to Ghana. So most of us will understand. Everybody won't have the same opinion. Some people may take your comments or your posts the wrong way, but that's where we can really just hash out some usual communication errors. People read way more into typed words than necessary. Like, I could have felt some kind of way about the young lady saying that there was a sense of entitlement to my post about how people feel like we supposed to come and invest in and develop Ghana or Africa. That's what we supposed to do. There's so to clear that up again, there's no sense of entitlement on my end, because I ain't asking for nothing. I haven't asked for no free land. I haven't asked for no nothing. I've been willing to do everything in the right way. I ain't asked for no workaround for citizenship or none of that stuff. I'm willing to buy my land. I'm willing to pay for my citizenship. I'm willing to do all of those things. I don't feel entitled to nothing because I understand that there's a major disconnect between us. And the only way for us to build the bridge is to get involved. And that's where some of my feelings with the older repat kind of come into play, because I feel like they've been there for so long. Why haven't people gotten involved? Why haven't they gotten their citizenship and gotten involved in politics and gotten involved in ways to change things? That's the way we did. That's the way we got some change about in America. Why aren't we doing the same thing in Ghana? Why aren't we getting pulling up a seat at the table so that we can get things changed? And while we have so many repats who talk about unity and all of that stuff, the truth of the matter is when you get on the ground, it's a whole nother story. Like, there's a lot of people who they click off. Like, you have the African American Association of Ghana, you got the Caribbean Association of Ghana, you got the whoever else association, and this association, and that association, and this organization, and just, it's a lot, and it makes it harder for us to get things done. And then we complain that we don't have the rights and the things that we need to be able to do what it is that they're asking for us to come and do. But it is what it is. Any other questions? Any other concerns? Did I answer all of the questions that was asked? Let me go back and see real quick. Yeah, I answered that. I'm just going through the questions that was asked before to make sure that I answered all the questions. If y'all don't have any more questions, I can sign off. I'll wait a few minutes and see if anyone else has any other questions. Yeah, Asia. Yeah, you're right. It's a bit difficult. We have the age gap and bridge building time equals us. It is us. I definitely believe that we are who we've been waiting for. And if we don't do it, then who will? Because apparently in 400 years, nobody else has been able to do it. So now it's our time. Like you said, there's been a series of groundbreaking, and those who came before us, I just hope that the ones that are still with us, that they'll share the information that they have. A lot of them don't like to share information. They want to be the commander in chief. They want to control everything and the way everything goes, which does make things harder. But I've been seeing some things where there's progress being made, slowly but surely. So yeah, we're gonna get there. We just gotta push through the frustrations, push through all of the aggravations, and continue to blaze the trail for those who are to come behind us. If they desire to come here, or whether they desire to stay in America, it is we have to make things comfortable, easier for them on both sides. And as we see right now, there are a lot of us who are really stepping up to the plate in the U.S. There are a lot of us stepping up to the U.S. to the plate here on the continent. So I think and I feel in my heart that we're all headed in the right direction. Even though it feels like it's just a small number of us, we have to remember that it was only a small number of people who were up for civil rights, who was willing to follow Harriet Tubman, who was willing to, follow Nat Turner. It was only a small number of people, but they were change makers. So we have to be willing to be change makers, to make the sacrifices that it takes to build the bridge so that our children will be able to walk home, as Asia put it. I love that. We build a bridge and they walk across it. So with that being said, before I get all sentimental, lately I've been so emotional, y'all. So before I get all sentimental and doughy-eyed, I'm going to let you all go, and y'all have a good rest of the day. It's always wonderful talking with you all. I'm going to try. I'm going to keep saying I'll try we'll try to have these talks on Sundays. Sunday is my rest day, and I usually have time. So we can use Sundays as our days to talk about whatever questions or concerns you all may have. And we can switch it up. We can switch it up and have somebody else talk. It don't have to always be me. So if y'all want to volunteer and do a Sunday talk, I would be more than happy for that. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.